and you are listening to the beautiful and relaxing sounds of the Haunted Chronicles. Howdy, partners! Welcome to the Haunted Chronicles episode 93, Legendary Monsters. This is going to be a real humdinger, and thank you to last week's guests, Ken and Farah Deal. If anybody missed it, it's available on the on-demand section. I am Mr. Haunted, and I'm joined by my pulchritudinous co-hosts, the baby-faced assassin Brock Burroughs and Jennifer Babysoft Runyon. Fellas?
Hey there. Hey.
Why is there music?
Yeah, we've got music on.
It's the relaxing tone of the Haunted Chronicles.
What live action.
How
Hello, everybody. Hey, good. Doing good over here.
I think she asked how I was. Well, I'm not prepared, but I'm happier than a tufted puffin bird skating across a frozen pond on Christmas morning wearing a little snowflake scarf.
YOLO!
And Rick, I was going to do the Northern Flicker for you, but it was switched last second there. Thank you.
Nice.
And I didn't ask.
Oh,
but I'm glad you told us.
Thank you.
No, we didn't. I leave that for you, Brock. Let's rewind. Let's start all over again.
Hey, Jimmy, how are you tonight?
Howdy, partners. I'm good. I have some news I want to get to before we start anything. Because I keep running short or something. I want to thank everybody for sharing the event page. Thank you to Laura, Sarah, Paul, Debbie, Maggie, Sprinkles, Corey, Chad, Daryl, Tracy, Jennifer, Dina, Kevin, Brock, Heather, Valerie, Jennifer, BJ Myers, Frankie C, Linda, Samantha, Paranormal Planet, and extra bonus shout-outs to Kimmy J. Thank you for my presence. Frankie B, Uncle Rich, Cheryl, and Stacy staying up late. Thank you.
Awesome.
Need an applause button. Thank you. Good job.
Yeah, very good.
I have some exciting news this
week.
Yeah.
No.
Jennifer and Brock.
Yes.
Do you know what we'll be playing on, I think it's ABC Family Network, on Sunday morning at 7 a.m.?
Jimbo the Christmas Demon?
Close.
Ooh. Well, because it's that time of year, I'm just going to assume it's something Brady. It must be on ABC Family. Yes.
Check your local listings, but on ABC's Family, your Haunted Chronicles host, Jennifer Runyon, will be appearing in A Very Brady Christmas on ABC Family Channel.
It's 7 a.m. in the morning. Good time.
I got to DVR it. I'll be working.
There you go. Yeah, I'll be getting ready for yoga, so I won't be seeing it.
I won't be getting ready for yoga.
No, why not, Jimmy?
Because I wear my pants every day when I go shopping, my yoga pants. I run around willy-nilly at the malls.
You walk around in your little yoga pants. I love it. That's a great visual.
Aww.
Look like a chubby Peter Pan.
I'm done now.
Wow.
Yeah.
I
can't get that out of my head. I cannot erase that.
Last week I gave you that Salem's Lot terrible picture, and this week I think that's even worse. The yoga pant picture.
No, I think the yoga pants are better. That's funny. Okay. At least I'll laugh or giggle.
All right. And this week was terrible with tragedies and a couple celebrities that left us this week.
Yeah.
And so we'll try to get away for that for an hour or so, everybody. Okay.
Yeah.
So some scary movie celebrity birthdays. These guys are celebrating a birthday next week, and play along in the chat, fellows. We're going to guess how old they're going to be next week. C. Thomas Howell, who was in The Shadow People, The Haunting of Marston Manor, The Hitcher, E.T., and was Ponyboy Curtis in 1983's The Outsiders.
Oh, a movie I wanted to be in so bad. That was my favorite book. Okay, Brock, I'm going to go first, and I will say that, what's his name, C.J. Howell?
Yes, C. Thomas Howell.
C. Thomas Howell. How about 51?
I'm going to go 50.
He will be 49.
Oh.
And for the Haunted Chronicles record, my favorite book of all time, I love The Outsiders, but To Kill a Mockingbird, which we were talking about all last week,
oh my God. Favorite. My favorite ever, too. Absolutely. Love me some Boo Radley, man. And
I actually read the kids the whole book when they were little kids, like before bed. I'd read like a chapter a night, except for some parts. There's a couple of parts in there.
Where did we get the Jimmy Haunted electronic book on How to Kill a Mockingbird? Because I want to buy it.
On an audiobook?
Yeah.
That's available on MrHaunted.com at an introductory price of $500.
Done.
Great gift for Christmas, folks.
Thank you. It's like stocking stuffer.
Yeah.
I just thought of a joke by Mitch Hedberg really quick.
Okay, stop it.
A severed
Stop
foot.
it. Can I just say one thing really quick? I'm going to interrupt you. Do you know that I'm obsessed with Mitch Hedberg?
No.
And my girlfriend kissed him.
No.
There you go. Yes. I will tell you that funny story later. Too. But I want to hear the joke first, then I'll tell you the story sometime.
Oh, I will. No, I just remember he said a severed foot is a perfect stocking stuffer. See, it's funny because it would fit right in there. Okay.
I love it. I kind of ruined it for you. Sorry. Oh, my timing was a little off.
Oh, so there's another little puffin in the chat room. Kim Basinger. Did I say his age, by the way? C. Thomas Howell? 49.
Yes.
49. Mm-hmm.
Kim Basinger was in Charlie St. Cloud, Cellular, and My Stepmother is an Alien, and The Ghost of Flight 401, which we did mention on the past episode called Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, available in the on-demand section. How old will Kim Basinger be?
Ooh. Okay, I'm going to say 58.
63?
Oh, so close. 62.
Is she really? Wow.
Yeah, and you know what? It seems like yesterday that we did this birthday, and we were talking about 8 Mile. Remember that? Yeah.
Yeah.
And how about this fella? Oof. Kirk Douglas. He was in Tales from the Crypt, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, and his first film was The Strange Love of Martha Ivers in 1946.
Wow. Wow.
How old will
Kirk
Douglas be?
Yeah. How about 94?
You're going with 94? Okay. I don't know. I don't really know him. But you said 94. 95? 96, 97, 98, 99?
Correct. 99.
Stop it. Is he really?
Yeah, that's what it says.
Oh, I didn't know he was that. Wow, that's amazing.
That's what you do on The Price is Right.
Right. Yeah, I got one more.
Okay.
Susan Day, who is in Disappearance, Looker, Ghost Story, Terror on the Beach, and of course was Laurie Partridge and the Partridge Family. Susan Day.
How about 61?
Number popped in my head is 63.
Correct, 63.
Ah.
No, I need more dings than that. One more.
Get one little.
Give me gum gum.
Brock's been in trouble since before we started this evening.
It's all good.
Yeah, I know, and I don't. You guys won't let me you won't, include me in that conversation.
I don't know what it is either, so don't feel so bad.
And that does it for Scary Movie Celebrity Birthday.
Yay!
And I want to get into, how we start rambling here. I want to, we have a special feature. That we're gonna do after we get like a story or two in. But Brock, Jen, and I, we were talking after the show last week, and I don't know how we got on the topic, but we all shared an odd or strange fact about ourselves, and we're gonna share them with you later, and you're gonna guess who it pertains to. So we're gonna get a story or two first about the monsters. So this week's subject, after 93 episodes, it's tough to keep finding subjects, but these legendary monsters, we could do like 50 shows on this. I kept finding one after another and this was a real good one that I'll share with you right now, and it's called The Beast of Bray Road.
You doing that one? It's a good one. Go. I love this.
Do that one?
I love this one. You do it. It's great. It's such a great story.
Okay. The Beast of Bray Road has been described as a hairy humanoid-like creature, but with canine features. The beast was sighted many times in the 1980s and 90s in the towns of Delavan and Elkhorn, Wisconsin. Most witnesses describe the creature as looking like a werewolf. Some cryptozoologists think the Beast of Bray Road is the same creature as the Bluff Monster, the Eddie, and the Wisconsin Bigfoot. Because of the numerous witnesses who have claimed to have seen this creature, the evidence supporting the Bray Road Beast is far greater than the evidence supporting any other werewolf legend. And we touched on the Bray Road Beast during the werewolf episode way back a few months ago. Bray Road is a quiet country town, aren't they all, near Elkhorn, Wisconsin, and has been the area where the creature is most frequently spotted. The beast is described by witnesses in a couple different ways. Here's a quote from a 2006 sighting. It was the size of a large deer, but with a large back and shoulders, had thick fur, had a massive wolf-like head, pointy ears, and no tail. Steve Kruger, 39, is a contractor that picks up roadkill for southern Wisconsin. He came across a 70 to 80-pound deer on the road that wasn't on his pickup list. He put the deer. Don't you ever wonder who picks up the?
Yeah.
On the road. I guess there's people that do that. He put the deer in the back of his truck, got back into his cab, put his radio on, and was writing down some notes with all his lights still on and everything. And Kruger says, this is his quote, "The first I knew about it was when the truck shook. I thought it was the wind, but then it happened again, only stronger. I looked in the rearview mirror and saw it. It was standing on the ground, bent over the tailgate, and was reaching into the back of the truck. It had its paw out and had the deer by one leg. I was frozen for a few seconds and then threw the truck into drive and stepped on it to get out of there." Kruger said he looked at the creature for about 5 seconds. It had a triangular-shaped pointy ears, and they looked like big wolf ears standing up on end. And that was the main feature that made me realize it wasn't a bear. Kruger guessed the height at between 6 and 7 feet tall, and only saw it from the chest up and looked like a black bear, but with an enlarged wolf's head on its body. As he drove away, he heard a clang as one of his 2.5-foot aluminum ramps and the deer were pulled clear from the truck. He went back later to retrieve his ramp, but couldn't find it. He finished his shift at 4:30 a.m. and reported the incident to the sheriff. Holy mackerels. So it wasn't like a lot of these people report stuff and, they don't get the police involved. This guy actually reported it, and they went out searching for it later. Couldn't find anything.
Yeah.
Wow.
And there's a lot of stories. Like, there's a lot of people who, weren't there like several, like, on that road?
There were several.
Yeah. Crazy.
Do you know any more offhand?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. Do you have them?
No.
Okay. I do. you want me to read one?
Please do.
Okay, because there was a couple of, let's see, the Wisconsin werewolf. All right. Okay, so the first story was in 1936. Mark Shackleman. Is that the one you just read? No, that was later. Okay, so the first sighting, Mark Shackleman was driving along Highway 18 just out of Jefferson, Wisconsin, when he noticed someone digging in a field off the side of the road. The site was a location where a Native American burial ground was believed to be. When Shackleman slowed down to get a better look, the man turned around and faced him. It turns out that it was a hairy creature that stood on his two legs, which Shackleman described as looking like a mixture between an ape and a dog. The creature had the general man with opposable thumbs and Shackleman drove off in a hurry but remained curious about the creature. The next night he drove past the same area hoping to see the creature again. He did. This time the man-beast growled at him and sounded eerily human, making a sound that he described as "Dara." Shackleman freaked out. And the creature ran off. But then there's like 5 more stories.
Yeah.
Or more.
There's a ton of... Do you have any more that I didn't say?
Of this guy?
Yeah.
The same. Okay, so the second sighting was in 1964 when Dennis Fulis was driving along Highway 89 around midnight. He saw his headlights caught sight of the creature. It was eerily similar to the werewolf seen in 1936, just a couple of miles away. Large and muscular, stood around 7 feet tall, covered in dark brown hair with dog-like face. Fulis saw the creature run across the road, jump over a barbed wire fence, disappear into a cornfield. He waited until the sun was up the next day to return to the scene of the werewolf sighting. He had hoped to find tracks to prove the size of the beast, but the ground was too hard. He saw the stalks of corn where it had run through were broken and askew in such a way that supported the theory that a man-beast of massive size had been there.
Holy mackerels.
Wow.
Creepy.
Jennifer, I'm sorry if I did. I think you said you sent me a message this week, and I didn't get whatever it was. So if I overlap anything you got,
no,
okay.
No worries. It's all
right.
good. It's all good.
It's all good in the hood.
It's all good in the hood.
How about this particular creature? I was planning on doing a whole hour show on it, but I said I'll make it kind of boring, like an hour of witnesses descriptions.
Yeah, I mean, there's several, but it's like, from an 11-year-old girl to, it's crazy. A lot of people have seen this thing.
Yeah.
Wow.
The Beast of Bray Road.
The Beast of Bray Road.
Very scary.
Beast.
Very scary.
Bray Road.
So, how about
when you guys...
Yeah.
Go ahead, Jim. I was gonna...
No, I want you to go, please. I'm shuffling.
No, I was just gonna say, do you guys like because this is my first monsters show, so you guys have probably covered a lot of the ones that I, have been looking at. But what about this chupacabra, man? Have you guys talked about him?
We've never touched on the chupacabra yet, and
he's kind of crazy.
Do you know anything
ever
about
watch
him?
That show? Yeah. Well, no. But okay, so I years ago was watching a show called Destination Truth. I think, yeah, it was Destination Truth. And he, how he goes around the world and he travels to find, answers to different things. And he did this whole thing on the chupacabra, where he went to these villages in Puerto Rico and wherever else he was, and interviewing people that actually saw the chupacabra and described it and did imitations of it, which it was kind of funny, but they really believed they saw this, and it means goat sucker. The legendary animal is said to roam through Mexico, Southwest USA, and Puerto Rico, as well as other areas. And the chupacabra is blamed for mysterious livestock deaths, and examples of chupacabras have been found and photographed, usually dead. The creature is described variously as resembling a hairless bear, sometimes with spikes on its back, or a hairless dog-like animal. Some of the carcasses and photographs have been studied, but they turned out to be coyotes. And suffered from mange, horrible mange.
I've seen a lot of those posted, and then they'll get a wildlife expert on and said it was like a dog that wasn't healthy and stuff, and I don't think they're going to admit that it was an unknown beast.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Very scary.
Very scary.
So scary.
Very scary.
Do you want to do our we got about 5 minutes before our break. Do you want to do our facts, or do you want to save them? Or do you have any more on the Chupacabra?
That's all I have right now. I mean, I could find more.
No, we could do. I got a ton of stuff. We could do otter, fun, strange facts about ourselves. Me, Brock, and Jen got together earlier this week, and we picked. After the show last week, we were talking about. I don't know how it came up. We were talking about some strange thing we do, and we all picked one fact about ourselves. And you guys in the chat, guess who each one pertains to. Okay. One person said, I have to separate my M&Ms by color. Another person said, I love peanut butter on my hot dogs. And another said, I got fired for singing a Christmas carol. Now go ahead, chatters. You're a few seconds behind. Tell us what your guesses are, and then we'll share with you.
Yeah. Very good.
Of course, I'm going to wait 30 seconds. All right. Who wants to step up to the podium first with their admission? I will.
Okay. Okay. Oh, so we're gonna admit we're gonna fess up to which one is ours. We're not gonna let them guess first.
Right. I think they're guessing in the chat now.
Oh, they're guessing right now. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You go first.
Okay. I got fired for singing a Christmas carol.
How is that possible?
Well, it's not the way you think. And I've admitted so many things on this show before about embarrassing stories and stuff. But I was thinking of Christmas stories because it's near Christmas. So I remember I used to be a dishwasher at a pizza place, and it was like the worst job ever. And when the waitresses when their order was ready, they used to call on the microphone, they used to call the person's name to tell them that the order was ready. So they'd say, Jennifer, please, on this microphone that was piped out to the dining room so the waitress could hear it and go get their order. And it was around Christmas time. I was washing dishes in the back, and I heard Carol, please, on the microphone. So, of course, I thought it would be hysterical to go run up to the microphone and start singing Sleigh Bells Ring, Are You Listening? And I remember the boss immediately pointed at me and gave me the thumbs out signal.
The slash across the throat. Ugh.
And, so I thought it was funny. I still do.
I think it's funny. I think it's funny.
All right.
I feel like I'm on that show Baggage.
Yeah. Who wants that baggage? All right, we have two more left.
Okay.
Who will confess?
Well, the next one who confesses, then we know who the last one is. Okay, you want me to go, Brock?
It's up to you. I'll be happy to go.
Jimmy, you choose.
Oh my God, that's putting me on the spot. Okay, yeah. I'm flipping a Sharpie.
Flip a Sharpie.
Jennifer, step up to the podium.
Oh, okay. So, I have, since I was a little girl, always put peanut butter on my hot dogs. Always. It's a delicacy. It is a hidden pleasure. It is a guilty pleasure. I, of course, don't do it as often as I used to, but if you've never had peanut butter on a hot dog, it's magic.
I'm going to have to try it.
Did you invent that, or was it did a lot of people have that delicacy?
Well, I'll tell you, I lived I lived in Massachusetts at the time, and I lived on this, okay, you guys will love this. I lived on this street in a little town called Norwell, Massachusetts, and the name of the street was Old Oaken Bucket Road. How cool of a name is that?
Old what?
Old Oaken Bucket Road.
I want to live on Old Bucket Road.
Old Oaken Bucket Road. It was amazing. Yeah. And this neighborhood, I mean, there were kids everywhere. And I went over to one of the neighbors' houses, and there they were eating hot dogs with peanut butter. And I'm like, what? And I thought that's disgusting until they gave me one. And there you go. The rest is history.
Old Oaken Bucket Road. Brock?
I got to try that now.
Tell us about your M&M
You have to.
debacle.
But now
do it with the crunchy. Do it with the crunchies. Okay, go ahead. I got to hear about the M&Ms.
Well, and it applies to Skittles also. But when I eat, the rare times that I eat peanut butter, you got peanut butter in my head now. The rare time that I eat M&Ms or Skittles, I have to separate them out by colors. And then it gets even more into the madness. I look and see how many of different colors I have, and then I start with the ones with the fewest amount, and then go up.
That's what you'll eat first.
Yes,
then you'll eat those first.
The fewest numbers in that color, and then move up. It's weird. I'm crazy.
No, it sounds perfectly reasonable to me. I don't know why, but it does.
And we did a whole show about this stuff too.
Yeah,
we're gonna have to do another one. I think that leads us just about to break time. Brock, separate your Skittles, and we'll be right back with more legendary monsters on the Haunted Chronicles. Welcome back to the Haunted Chronicles, home of your guaranteed halftime shout-out.
YOLO!
Thank you for coming. YOLO! Thank you for coming to the chat, fellas. Thank you, Brock, Debbie D, Dr. Dave, Indy Dwayne, KLF, Headless Horseman's back, Barry, Dead Dude Chad, Valerie, Tiffany, Peg, Dave, Heidi G, Maggie Renee, Kelly Ray, Desi, Russell, Jane Doe, Nicholas, Paul, Valerie number 2, and Fuzzy, Amy, Cheryl, and Stacy are listening on TuneIn. Thank ya. Hello, fellas?
I'm just always waiting for the thank you.
Thank you.
I love it.
You. See, I can't do it. I can't do it like him.
Try
it's
it.
Impossible.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I didn't know that was a thing.
It's your thing.
Apparently,
it's
I say it a lot.
Dave. Yeah,
Wow.
It's good. I like it.
Yeah. All right, now it's not natural. I got to do it naturally. So we took a vote on break. People want to hear about the Pigman.
Mm-hmm.
You want to hear about Pigman? Well, Holland Road in Angola, New York, is also known as Pigman Road. The Pigman seems to be a mix of history and urban legend. Or is it? Many students, ghost hunters, and local residents have tales of headless spirits, EVPs, and report a lot of unusual activity surrounding this 1 mile long road. In 1867, this is where the history mixes with the urban legend here, 50 people lost their lives near the railroad tracks on Pigman Road caused by a train accident. This is true. A 6-person passenger train's rear axle broke loose and plunged down an embankment. Another car that had tipped over had 2 massive coal stoves empty its contents into the car. 50 people died from this incident, and dozens others suffered terrible burns. And some believe that it's this tragedy is the cause of these strange activities here. Others have another theory. According to locals, Pigman was a butcher who put severed pigs' heads on stakes around his property to keep people away. The story goes, one night, some boys decided to trespass on Pigman's property. The next night, the pigs' heads were replaced with the boys' heads. One researcher claims the Pigman story is partially true. There was a man named William Derricks who was born in 1913. He was born with a severe cleft lip and deformed nose, giving him an appearance of a pig. Derricks worked for a butcher and often kept some of the animal remains for his personal use to display on his property. A police officer who works in the area, didn't want to be named, of course, is convinced that supernatural activity exists there and wouldn't give details, but said, "I've lived here for 40 years and there absolutely is a pig man."
Now, Jimmy, real quick, we have the voice of the pig man caught on tape. Dave, can you play that?
I'm Peppa Pig. This is my little brother George. This is Mummy Pig. And this is Daddy Pig.
It's a whole family.
Yeah.
I wanted to say, roll that magnificent pig footage. That is actual voice of the pig man.
There's the actual voice.
Introducing his family.
Anybody want to do a story before I go to the next one?
I'll give you one.
Yeah, real quick.
Do you have one, Brock?
No, I do not, because I've never heard of a lot of the monster stories. Never been, exposed to them. I guess it's weird. I've heard some of them, but when Jimmy was talking about this week, I just drew it blank. So I slacked off this week. So Jennifer, save us. Save me.
Okay. So I will introduce you guys now to Charman. Have you ever heard of Charman?
No.
Okay. Well, Charman. Okay, this is a well-known urban legend in California, or is it? Comes from the Ojai Valley in Camp Comfort County Park. They say the spirit of a man burnt in a fire will emerge from the forest and attack cars and hikers. He is called Charman because the majority of his face and body could be described as, wait for it, extra crispy.
Like a 3-piece and a biscuit. Good, sorry.
I like original.
Oh.
Sorry.
Okay, so there are several versions of Charman's origin, but they all begin with a wildfire that occurred in the park in 1948. And the main story goes that a father and son were caught in the blaze, and the older man was killed. But the son survived, and when rescue teams arrived, they found that he had strung up his father and pulled off his skin. He then disappeared into the woods. Another story makes the victims a husband and wife, claiming that the man went mad as he lay trapped and injured in the fire, unable to aid to his wife, and who was screaming for help. Either way, it is said that if you drive onto a bridge located in the park and get out of your car, Charman will come. The horrible burn man will run at you and attack, trying to tear off your skin, perhaps to take it as his own.
OMG.
Yes.
Oh my God.
New nightmares for all of us now.
Yes, Charman.
Wow,
right there.
We're gonna need a little buffer between we have to do a happy story after that one.
Right?
Yeah. Is there a happy monster story?
Kind of.
Okay.
This one's called the Loveland Frog. Since the 1950s, a bizarre creature has been sighted in Loveland, Ohio. The first witness to report the frog-like creature was a man traveling along a country road in Loveland, Ohio. The man noticed some odd-looking animals on the side of the road and pulled over to get a closer look. A number of strange amphibian-like creatures were seen moving alongside of the road. He claimed that one of them took out a wand-like object and that sparks were flying out of the thing.
Ooh.
A search
of
the area.
Too.
A magic frog.
Yeah.
A search of the area later revealed no signs of the frog-like creatures. About 20 years went by before the next sighting. In 1972, A policeman was driving along the same road and saw an odd creature crouching down at the side of the road. He described it as frog-like, which then stood up and then ran down an embankment towards the river. 2 weeks later, a similar animal was witnessed by another policeman on the same road. The officer took a shot at the animal, but missed, and it scurried away into the undergrowth, or as we say, thicket. No wonder these poor little fellas don't come out more often. The creature has been described as standing 3 to 4 feet tall with webbed hands and feet and had a frog-like head. Not really scary.
Very disturbing.
The Loveland frog.
The Loveland frog. Wow.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. You're welcome.
No. Thank you.
Have you guys heard of Green Man?
What?
Have you heard of Green Man?
No. Tell us about Green Man.
Okay. Green Man. This is one of the few stories that can be traced back to a real person, including the more frightening details. In Copeland, Pennsylvania, it became common to see a horribly disfigured man walking down the darkened streets at night. This is sort of sad. He was given the name Charlie No Face, or Green Man, and everyone had their own story of sighting him. That's because he was 100% real. Born Raymond Robinson in 1910, at the age of 8, he was trying to view a bird's nest on Morata Bridge when there was an accident. He touched a power line which electrocuted him, causing horrific facial injuries that never properly healed. Because his appearance tended to cause panic and make babies cry, he spent most of his 74 years hiding out in his home with his family. But at night, he would make the streets his own, taking long walks when people were less likely to see him. Obviously, this didn't work all the time. Hence, he became a living urban legend in this town, where some people used to drive around all night hoping to catch a glimpse. That's probably like the story I was telling you guys earlier of Diva, because they say Diva. I didn't tell our our audience, but when I was growing up in California, we had this area in the hills where there was this story of this man, this albino man who was 6 feet tall, and he hated people. And if you drove into this area where he lived, he had a tent and he camped there, but he would attack people. And of course, it became the thing, of course, as teenagers to go and find this poor soul. And I am guilty of being one of the heartless people that probably joined in on the adventure. But you would go drive down this dirt road in the hills, and you'd get out and you'd sit in this one area, and he would appear. Now, I never saw him, but, of course, there are many legends, many stories of people seeing Divar. Reminds me of Green Man. Kind of sad.
And we talked on break about starting our own monster hunting group, and you seem to have the most experience out of all of us. Congratulations on being the leader.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Notice I didn't say thank you.
Thank you. I didn't realize I did that until you told me.
I love it.
Let's see. Do you want to hear about the Westmoreland Wild Man or the Flatlands Monster? The Westmoreland Wild. Okay. In 1973, there were numerous sightings of an ape-like man in Westmoreland County, Pennsylvania. It had human-like features, but had albino-type pigmentation. Also, it had been reported to have been holding a futuristic-looking object in its hand. Okay, let's go back to September 27th, 1973, at about 9:30 p.m. 2 girls waiting for a ride saw a white, hairy creature with red eyes standing about 7 or 8 feet tall in the woods. In 1970, another witness saw a similar creature in the same area. She described it as being 6 to 7 feet tall, with a broad chest, long neck, and a coat of off-white fur. Its eyes were dark and spaced far apart. White hair covered the lower half of its face and had pinkish skin around the eyes and forehead. The beast was also carrying something peculiar in its hand, he carried a luminous sphere. A man went into the woods after there was some reports of this creature. A man went into the woods to try and find the creature that the girls had seen, and was gone for over an hour. He never gave details to what he saw, but basically said some things are better left alone. They said he was never the same after he went into the woods. Several witnesses in the area stated that during the time the man was in the woods, an object that looked kind of like an airplane was seen stationary in the sky above the woods, and that shone a bright beam of light down into the trees. And there's a lot of stories I noticed when researching these creatures that there's UFO-related activity in the area also.
Ooh.
Maybe there's some connection there.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Wow.
I'm reading my messages.
Don't read your messages.
How about the Flatwoods monster?
Let's do it.
These sound like Scooby-Doo creatures.
I know.
The Flatwoods monster, also known as the Braxton County monster, is an alleged. Last week we decided it was alleged extraterrestrial or cryptid that has been sighted in the town of Flatwoods in Braxton County, West Virginia. On September 12th, a lot of these are September. Stay inside in September. On September 12th, 1952.
September's the best month.
At 7:15 p.m., two brothers and their friend, ages 13, 12, and 10, witnessed a bright object in the sky that landed on the land of a local farmer. The boys went home and reported it to their mother, and along with some others, including a National Guardsman named Gene Lemon. They all saw a large pulsating ball of fire about 50 feet to the right. Lemon noticed two small lights underneath a nearby tree and shined his flashlight on it. The flashlight revealed a creature which then emitted a shrill hissing noise before gliding towards them, then changed direction and went towards the big red light. They then fled the area. The Flatwoods monster appears to be about 7 feet tall and is described to have a black plated body and dark glowing face. Its head is reported to be elongated and shaped like a sideways diamond. Some witnesses describe it as having long, stringy arms with long, claw-like fingers.
Okay, I'm definitely not sleeping on that.
Wow.
Oh, we have some in the chat. The Legend of Sheep Man.
Ooh.
That sounds scary. And I did post a picture of Charlie No Face in there. Poor Charlie No Face.
I know.
Poor little fella.
Right?
Yeah.
Charlie No Face. Oh, I know. Look at that picture. Okay, God bless you.
We're gonna save this for the 100th episode, Greatest Hits.
I don't want to laugh. That's not nice.
No, we're laughing at it. We're uncomfortable about it. That's all.
I know. It's uncomfortable, right? Okay. Okay.
I just want to remind people if they didn't hear last week, we're taking a little holiday break. The 25th of December and January 1st to catch up on some stuff and just spend some time with family or doing what you got to do. So have a little vacation. I think we have some time left. I have a story, unless somebody else has a story or anything.
Well, I have one too.
Oh!
Yeah?
You're on fire.
Yeah. All right.
This girl is on fire.
This girl is on fire. Okay. It is Dog Boy. Dog Boy, guys. Okay, so Quitman, Arkansas is one of those areas that is filled with ghost stories. Most of the older houses seem to have a spirit attached, so it would take a lot for a legend to stand out from the crowd. But the tale that has managed to claw its way to the top is the legend of Dog Boy. In 1954, Gerald Floyd Bettis, I love that name, Gerald Floyd Bettis. He was born to Floyd and Aileen Bettis, and what has since been named the Bettis House. Those who knew him claim he used to catch dogs and cats and keep them in his home as a young boy. But he wasn't playing, veterinarian. Instead, he would horribly torture and kill the creatures. Oh, dog boy. But what he is really known for is his treatment of his parents. The story goes that he imprisoned them in the attic, keeping them there for years. According to the police reports, he did abuse his parents quite badly, but wasn't arrested for it until after the death of his father and the continued abuse of his mother. He died in prison of a drug overdose. Since then, people have claimed that paranormal activity is common in the house. Flickering lights, strange noises, moving objects have all been reported. Considering Bettis once threw his father out of a window, that seems to be getting off relatively light in the haunting department. Dog boy. Horrible man.
Poor dog boy.
I know.
Woof, woof.
Dog boy was
Bless his little heart.
Bless his little heart.
And Charlie No Face.
Charlie. Green man. Green man.
And poor Green Man.
Green man.
I got a few minutes left. I don't know if we have time to start a new one.
Go for it, and then we'll stop.
Go for it. Yeah.
Go for it. Yeah.
I'll tell the general idea. This is the Mill Race Monster from Indiana. On November 1st, 1974, the Columbus Police Department received a series of panicked reports from no less than 2 sets of eyewitnesses, all of whom claimed to have seen and even been attacked by a huge bipedal green-skinned monstrosity that took to skulking near the waterways inside Indiana's 83-acre Mill Race Park. These encounters would alarm locals and lead to what some consider to be the largest monster hunt in the history of the United States. The first encounter involved 4 young women whose names were not released to the police. As bored teens want to do, the group decided to hang out in Mill Race Park where they could converse without adult supervision. At approximately 3 p.m., one of the young women spotted the thing between 2 trees near the paved boat ramp that led into the East Fork of the White River. The terrified teens wasted no time in escaping the park and reported the incident to law enforcement officials, stating they had seen a green, hairy, and large creature. I got 1 minute left. Please research the Mill Race Monster at your leisure. The Mill Race Monster.
We need to do it. Yeah.
Yeah,
we need to do another one.
Yeah,
there's a ton of them that are so good.
And
I think my dog boy kind of depressed me though. That was a little depressed. Sorry about that.
I'm going to research all these later too because those are so interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And Charlie No Face.
Charlie No Face.
Charlie No Face.
Yeah.
Make sure to watch on ABC's Family Channel, A Very Brady Christmas, starring Jennifer Runyon as Christmas Cindy. Right?
There you go. Yeah.
Yay!
Yay!
Check your local listing. Next week, I'm not sure what we have, but we're doing some kind of show. Good night from the Haunted Chronicles, Jen Brock.
Yellow.
Bye, buddy.
Good night, fellas.
Marco.
YOLO.